What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to the Video Game Fight School channel. Thank you very much for tuning in. 6 million Starfield players. 6 million. I just made the video for 1 million. People were already asking me in the comment section and saying, where did we get the 1 million from? And it doesn't seem like, it's a big deal when they're like 30 million, Game Pass subscribers. Well, does 6 look realistic to you? 6 million players? And by the way, it's not sales. It's, like Paul Tassi pretty much highlights here. I think what's been going on, ladies and gentlemen, is if you actually consider the way this is shocking to a lot of people, and I think it's shocking because a lot of folk who are on the PlayStation side on Twitter they won't stop talking about, Starfield. Even though Starfield is beneath them, even though they think Starfield is a subpar game, even though they believe that Starfield does not deserve all the accolades, they will still not stop talking about it because for some reason the game lives rent-free in their heads. Here's what I think has happened in this phenomenon. Yes, there are 21 million Xbox consoles that have been sold, but there's also a PC player base that is quite a formidable force that Xbox has recruited via Game Pass. There's also another set of, gamers out there who are very casual and or in some case are experimental with their gaming and want to game on different devices that Xbox has also recruited. So the availability of Starfield is not only on different platforms, but friendly to the wallet, because as of today, as we speak, anyone who wants to play Starfield, who has even some base technology, can get their hands on it for a very small fee, even under $20. There is no such proposition for any first-party AAA title existent anywhere, except for Game Pass. This is the upending of the traditional sales model that we're seeing right in front of us, but it ain't sales, but it sure is causing a ruckus all over the internet. Because at the end of the day, this is exactly what it was designed to do. It was designed to do just this. So at the end of the day, this whole PC conversation is going to eventually come to light because, there's something that a lot of people have cited a long time ago, which was whenever you say something about, the PC community is really big, I'll see a lot of people on the console side, they'll downplay it. They'll say, well, but the Steam, hardware survey, shows that the GPUs that are being used are somewhere around, the GTX 1650. And I'm like, yes, what's wrong with the GTX 1650? Oh, maybe a lot of these people think that the most amount of PC gamers, or to establish yourself as a PC gamer, you have to have the latest tech. That's for enthusiasts. They price those things for people who are wanting the latest and the greatest and the best. They have the money to do that. But just like majority of people in the world who would prefer to buy a $500 console, some people prefer to buy themselves a 150 or less GPU. So obviously, this is a number you're going to see. This is why developers, whenever they put up their PC specs, they try not to eliminate this category of GPUs. But here's another thing you forget: the CPU usage and the system RAM. RAM is cheap, gives you a little bit more boost to your memory, and a 6-core CPU is a monster. A 6-core PC CPU is a fantastic device to own. And there are many of them. Since the rise of AMD's Ryzen, pun intended, that really did change the game to give players one small edge in their gaming experience. Because the primary resolution is still 1080. But it doesn't matter. The resolution at which you're playing the game doesn't matter, especially when we're taking into account if you actually played the game. That is, if you actually bought the game. So this is a very, very huge data set that I think the console community, wherever you are, needs to come back and look at it and say, oh, so this is the sleeping giant that Microsoft has employed to be able to get and rally all of this, interaction on their platform. Because eventually what's going to happen is more and more people are going to continue to sleep on this. But at the same time, more and more, this is going to continue to happen. And this is just one game. You're going to have the Indiana Jones game show up. Then you're going to have the Elder Scrolls 6 game show up. Then you're going to have any other game that Microsoft is actually putting into his ecosystem show up. And guess what? They're going to be launching with these day one propositions. At some point, people are going to look at this and say, I can pay $10 for a day one AAA game. Why should I hang on to an ecosystem that is not offering me that? And I think that's pretty much what Microsoft is gunning for in this case with Xbox. And it's going to put a lot of pressure on Sony. Nintendo, on the other hand, they seem to have shielded themselves away from this. They walk around like, you know, they don't exist, but they're like a sleeping giant themselves. But the market is really changing. And to me, I think it's really nice to see that there's an ecosystem here called the PC ecosystem that is contributing to all of this. Because for the longest time, I've been saying it. Come look at the Steam hardware survey once more and, you know, see what's going on. You'll be quite surprised, you know, as to what exactly has happened, especially in, you know, 2023. You know, a lot of hardware has become, in a sense, old hardware, but they're still strong and good hardware. Like a lot of those Ryzen CPUs and a lot of those 6700, 7700, 8700K CPUs. Those things are now cheap. You can buy them from your local, you know, Facebook marketplace or your local trader sites where you can pay a little bit of money for them, and you can get some good gaming out of those at 1080p. Those, you know, units, they didn't go anywhere. They've changed hands. They're moving around, and PC gamers are starting to step up and upgrade. This is why PC gaming is attractive to a whole bunch of people. They have the ability to be able to move, you know, and step up their devices. But on the console, things are locked for the most part. So, you know, you'll be very surprised, or it won't shock me to see if Xbox console sales go down, as well as PlayStation console sales as well, because people are going to start saying, you know what, I'm probably just going to move myself to the PC platform because I just think I have, you know, the option to be able to change my build as much as I want. And what I think is probably going to eventually start happening is Sony might eventually tweak that. They might tweak that policy of having day one games on PC. That's the next market pressure that's coming, but I'm not going to say anything just yet because I don't want to go, you know, start doing too much and then I get, you know, hammered in the comment section. But do what you want with the data. Thanks so much for watching. Peace out.